that's like the whole thing with PRX. Ever since they made that mid-season change, brought Patman in, it has been all momentum for this train thus far, just coasting their way into the playoffs. Agent select up, I expect a very similar thing here from G2. Likely play the same comp, just sub in either that Sova, probably the Fade is what I would expect.
I mean, there are changes because I expected Leaf to be going onto that Killjoy, but Trent is going to go on the Sova, and Juggernaut locks in the Neon. We were waiting for this. We want to see, especially with them starting on the attack, the effect that is going to have with those two initiators behind you.
Despite G2's success this year, Jaw has had one of his lowest individual performance years ever in his career since he's been a player at that international level. That's not because he's been bad. It's because he's been playing Neon, he's been the sacrificial lamb, he's had to be diving into all these different things. But now he gets to play on one of his absolute best agents back in front of an NA crowd to show us what he's got on that Neon.
All right, folks, so let's go ahead and find out how this one all plays out. Can it go the distance? Let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters and jump into map 2. Here's Achilles and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, GB. I don't know. Toronto, what are you guys thinking? You guys want to see a map 3? All right, we'll see if G2 are going to be able to make it happen, get back into the driver's seat. We saw them in control for so very long on split, but PRX regained the reins, rode off into the sunset with the win on split. Let's see what happens as, once again, PRX pistols have not been kind to them.
It looks like it might be a full 4v4 scrap here early.
Turns from the flash, Jarmo on the peak, dead. Jing, off to a significantly hotter start this time around, finds that opening frag, and that is a ton of the entry power out of the hands of G2.
Because you have that Yoru, you're able to quickly pivot over to the other side of the map here to match G2's movement.
Instant damage taken there from Valorant, 5 cleanup. Finds it, and something will get overwhelmed, flanked through the site. Poison Orb lobbed in, and on that peak, Devi ends up losing his life. A 3v3. Go from a very strong start into a bit of a lopsided round now for PRX.
Oh my goodness.
Full stairs push coming through now for G2.
This is madness, but Forsaken and Patman are lined up.
Clustered together, the swing, Forsaken able to tuck back around the corner. Does get stunned there by the fault line, clear on the recon dart, and they have to re-pivot back. G2 quickly evacuating, breaking down the baby door, but already you've got PRX arrived here at upper. Looking to try to take them down. Leaf gets himself a third. The Jig will get 3 of his own. PRX claim their first pistol here in the playoffs.
And this is the side of the map where PRX did so much damage when they were playing Team Liquid. It's crazy to think that these first 2 maps are the 2 maps that went to OT the last time they played. So far, so good. Able to avoid any disasters on split. And they got the pistol, and that's really got them fired up because they need those. They were still able to win split without a single pistol, but it's the buy up here for G2. Stingers and a Sheriff.
They're looking to nullify this. Just take that pistol win away from them. As for now, weapons not being fired. No confirmation on this force up. Shots here from something. Backpedals, avoids the fault line. Space gonna be taken. Wall does get popped, so Spike cannot be brought forward into the B side quite just yet. But Valen, it's a good amount of space forward there at upper. Sheer wall now gone. No, it's tough here at the connector. Sends out that paranoia. Players arriving here from main. Jonah P. Tag down low. He and Lee both eating an immense amount of damage. Trent though finding his timing. Swings around the back. Collects 2 kills. Something Divide both gonna be eliminated. The spike is on the floor. Patman's pushing forward. He's catching the timing, but he's also catching a stray headshot. Valen has managed to take him down, and this round is looking to go the way of G2. Jing all alone. Too many targets, too many angles. And the force from G2 works its magic.
And early on, they had a great plan to get themselves ahead of the curve, to get past the Vice wall, because they TP past it with Valen and sent another player through. So it kind of keeps PRX guessing a little bit. They have to pause, they have to wait this out. We don't have any information on what's going on. And that just allows G2 to set up for those late lurks, to take that early space. And that's a great call there by Valen and company. And Jing going to be having the Bucky. A couple sheriffs otherwise. G2 now looking to play their bonus.
Season end just opens up some space. Orbit gets grabbed. Jing going to be 2 charges away. Jonah P playing catch up. Trying to get that Rolling Thunder at the ready. Still just the 3 charges thus far. Divine Force back. Paranoia flying his way, as well as those relay bolts. Backpedals and something gets caught up over by Waterfall. And trying to go on a timing. Does get noted by the enemy breach.
Had a little bit of miscommunication there for PRX. Players trying to make some hero plays.
Types back towards Waterfall, Forsaken. Flushed out, and right now G2 are looking to try to make this one a flawless to swing forward, and that Bucky is not going to sing. 4K for Jonah P. That Rolling Thunder now just 2 charges away. G2 gain the lead in flawless fashion.
Yeah, this is just so brilliant from G2. So ready for something to try to make that aggressive maneuver. Jonah P ahead of the curve. It's Patman as well, and a 4K for the Professor. Yeah, that one's got to be a little bit frustrating. But really, I think PRX could have done a little bit more damage there if they're a little bit more patient. Wait for that retake and then flood, but it is what it is. Forsaken going to go for that Odin once again here on this defender side.
5-player stack as well. As a paint shell lobs in, Jogamo going to be eating a good amount of damage from it. 51. Forsaken is looking to further delay. But Jing ends up being found. Flushed out of the corner. Shot going to be committed there. Get him out into the open. They're able to collect the kill, so an advantage down here for the side of G2. Seems like they are more than satisfied with that on this side of the map, and now look to maybe pivot.
This is classic G2. Just take your profits and move on. You got that one. You don't need to press your advantage. Just leave Leaf to his own devices. Try to win some battles on the extremities. Patman gonna have to clear the drone. Trent looks like he's gonna try to follow up. Try to pre-fire.
Challenge into this one. Forsaken is already rotated across towards C site, just cycling the smokes there on main. Looking to spray at the ready. The orb grab though, Jonah P. Now 1 away from having that Rolling Thunder online. He's got the spike in hand. And that's going to be a massive post-plant tool here for them.
Read this.
30 seconds left.
Absolutely need to. Fast lane, now going to let them know. Finds the first something. No Rolling Thunder to be concerned about this round. Let's go out for a little bit of a wider swing, but Leaf eventually is able to find the target. Scooped up. The break of the door. Time starting to dwindle here. The Thorns get raised. Look at themselves into the site.
10 seconds left.
Locked in here by the wall, but Patman does manage to find one as Valen gets taken down. Had to pull up the plant here for a brief moment. Now is able to stick it, but cannot draw his weapon back out fast enough. PRX with 3 surviving will tie it up at 2-2.
Yeah, I love this little change-up of positioning from something. We haven't seen him tuck into that corner quite like that. You know, PRX will leave a player hidden somewhere over on A more often than not. It doesn't get read by G2. I don't think there's any tape of him doing that.
Enemy remaining.
And then it's just great coordination here. That's something PRX is going to need. Because G2, you make any mistakes against them, and they will take everything. And it almost looked like maybe G2 was just going to have this great methodical classic round where they work the map, they get the orbs, they find that opening kill.
Retrieving Thorns.
They just kind of play for trades the rest of the way, but something had other ideas.
Does not have a weapon. Okay,
you don't
pass
need it.
over.
He's got a rocket. He's fine.
Well, they hand him one all the same. As Forsaken is one very much getting bullied out by Trap. Swing forward, something trying to take some space here, but losing his head for it. A massive advantage now here for the side of G2.
Oh my God. They time the C's here.
Swing out. Jogamo just has him lined up. G2 winning on all fronts. Looking to set themselves up with another flawless. As orb can be passed over to damn near everybody. You've got so many good choices. The pit, the Hunter's Fury, the overdrive. Drone will scout, spots nothing. No one's home. As Divine is going to be rotating off. The call to save has been made.
Definitely the right one. Some head scratchers here for PRX. Something going for that swing onto Jogamo. Had a fair opportunity, but Jogamo really dialed in this round. And then that 2-man push in towards mid. Questionable. Just not really reading the map well there. A lot of times G2 is going to be rotating in force. So unless you're thinking you can catch Leaf in that spot, that's the only way I could see that being the right decision.
Leaf is looking to catch them.
Oh, absolutely.
Not in the most vulnerable positions, though, as the door just force a rotate from Device, so should be able to dance around this as we wait for the spike to go off. So 2 weapons still going to be retained here, it would seem, unless he hits a hell of a shot. But Device, here's the footsteps and stays tucked back. So flawless round. G2 regaining the lead.
Yeah, just really good stuff here from G2. Maybe going to be a timeout. The first one being called by PRX now. Alex, let's take some time. You know, one thing that worked really well for PRX was finding their moments of contact to set up these pinch plays against MIBR and as well against, against Team Liquid. And those were working so well. Obviously 11-1 on their defender side, but they would get contact. They'd let them take mound, and then they'd open up the door and swing from 2 angles. They'd let them take B, and they'd collapse on them. They had all these great ideas. But G2 is a very different opponent. They aren't going to give you those opportunities. They're going to be really diligent at the start of the round. Again, looking for those early advantages, looking for that first kill, and then they're going to start working the map. They're going to look to see what you've left open because you've lost a player. So as PRX, to be very cautious at the start of these rounds. You really have to make sure that you understand the utility where it can be, when it can be. You know, Jing getting flushed out by some of that breach utility earlier caused him to go down early. Something just taking some of these individual fights. You know, sure, you want him to have that confidence, you want him to have that ability, but a little bit more backup behind it for PRX. So at least they can trade. That's what you'd be looking for. Guardian going to be bought here for something. Everybody else still has enough to get rifles. Obviously, the Odin carried over, a bunch of ults on both sides. So a lot to consider here for both teams.
Ready.
What does the call end up looking like? Able to find a Guardian here for something.
Scanning ahead.
Pretty low on funds. Recon over the top. Not gonna spot anything out.
PRX faked the Seek pinch. They sent out the Paranoia and some of that Fade util just to see what the response would be. But G2 is just sitting in spawn. You know, you see this after timeout sometimes for PRX where they go for those early aggressive plays. G2 very ready for it.
Jogamo noted, identified a little bit here. Behind the wall, will get spotted, but that's about all that's going to be gained here from the Dimensional Drift. Quick little exit from something.
Go, go, go.
TP's back over onto the A site. In the meantime, space being gained as G2 slowly creep their way forward here. 5 players about to be stacked at Mount.
It's a great smoke timing from Forsaken right as they're coming towards C. That could buy them precious extra seconds. Plus there's the Vice Wall on the other side.
Go for the backside, rolling that are going to be sent. No one getting hit by that one as the wall holds everybody else back here for the moment. A TP forward from Valent does get himself into the side of the Nightfall's going to go across, and that's going to hit damn near everyone. Hit, however, does come through in play. The Device swinging out on the timing as that reveal, but cannot find the kill, but Jing has arrived! Lands on top! And that is going to be the plant denied as PRX. The call to action. Looking fantastic from the timeout.
10 seconds left.
Trent will try to see if he can stop this from being a flawless. Well, this round is very quickly wrestled from G2's grasp.
This is a great change up here. Very nice timeout by Alex for PRX. And that is all about their decision making there with their utility and with their timings. That smoke, again, just buys them a little bit extra time. You know, Devi's already sliding in. This allows you to set up as soon as that pit goes through to just storm into the site. And the rocket found Leaf for Jing. And he finds 3 kills there on that retake flood. And that is very, very nicely done. A great Nightfall as well. Great timing there from Patman. Catches almost everybody on G2. This is just North grab here for PRX. Nobody home for G2. They're going to be pretty well aware of it, so quick pivot over to B. Oh, what a stunner from something.
Something not clipped by the relay bolt nor the Paranoia. Just hits one hell of a shot. Against that entry power. The tip of the spear gone. Throwing that curveball here at G2.
All you're sitting on for ults now is the Hunter's Fury here for G2, so love to save that for the post plan. Forsaken here on a timing, wants to spray just in case there is a rotate. And they're going to seed the A side over here. Our PRX. Not sure if they even hear that drone. Forsaken will sling over to stairs.
Position. Maybe try to spray through the wall, but the wall is not raised. And on the Jiggle Peak, we'll be able to spot out a multitude of players. The question is, G2, do they pivot in the connector and try to get a plant down on B? Jing is watching. Swung out wide.
30 seconds left.
Trent is trying to fish for him here. Jing unable to avoid the stun. No swing coming through from Leaf, however. He gets away scot-free, but Balance pressuring forward, able to find one. Leaf now going to be taken down. Jing able to find another before he falls. Punching from behind, and there's the cleanup. The loss of Jogamo in the early stages of the round leaves G2 reeling. They fight back. They're showing their tenacity, but they're just not able to find the round win.
Well, you're seeing an extra little bit of patience here from PRX in these last couple of rounds. You see Valen scratching his chin a bit, trying to figure out how they're going to deal with this. Some good paranoia, some good flashes this time. Jing on the point of attack, holding the line nicely to find two. A great flash and just a smothering here. PRX coming from every direction. Re-clearing that space on A really nicely, or Forsaken in something. Here we go. G2 though, not going to fall for it.
My ultimate's ready.
This an immediate pivot over. Everybody was there from PRX. That spam is doing a ton of damage.
Throwing it down to 31. Hunter's Fury sent on the prowl, and Forsaken dead. Trent able to find value there. It's an early kill. And that's the smokes that you no longer have to be concerned about.
Tap at the door, try to get some kind of reaction here out of PRX and throw the smoke as well. Something likes to play up in these a bit.
They're going to just pop flash and push out of this one. And that's going to be Valen taken down as TP out. Jogamo is able to find one, overdrive. Escorting forward, finds the headshots across onto Divine. Patman and something with 40 health between the two of them versus 4 players on the side of G2. Seems like as the pendulum swings, we're just going to be trading back these round wins. Fault line will not connect, but something just dropping down into the site. Instantly noted and dealt with. Jogama with a huge round to keep things neck and neck. As he gets the ping reveal at the end. 4K here for the Neon, 4 rounds for G2. We remain tied up.
Yeah, that's a great momentum swing, a great economy swing here for G2. Able to get themselves right back into the thick of it, using some of those ultimates to great effect. Jogamo, Desk was talking about his Neon, and he's showing you why. He is so highly regarded on that agent. Absolutely destructive with the overdrive. Jing one away from another showstopper though. This PRX looks to line up for another A-Rubble fight. G2's just been holding back on these, maybe sending Jog out a bit. Oh, Jog.
Instantly able to find the kill. Forsaken again. First one to fall here for PRX, having a rough go of it. Thinking about it, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, 0 kills, 0-6 and 4 at the moment here on that Omen.
It's been a bit of a struggle for the emotional leader of PRX. Valen goes to check the A site.
Doesn't stick it, just seeing what he can spot out, trying to garner some interest from PRX towards A side.
There.
Something trying to make his way around the back here of this team. Spotted onto the leg of Divine. Just flying through, but he's taking so much damage and taken down.
Bring them down.
Valen clearing the Prowler, still watching for this angle, but not able to win the fight. He does manage to find one, but Patman now flushed out with the swing in. Leaves something all alone. Trying to find a little bit of additional impact here, but Leaf holding forward, catches him unawares. It's G2 now reestablishing the lead.
Yeah, just a little minor adjustment here on this opener for G2. Just look for the pick, throw out some util to make sure that the area around the orb is just not going to be assailable for the players of PRX. And you catch Forsaken trying to hold an angle there just a little bit. Phenomenal work by Jogamo. on these entries. He does have a showstopper and a Bucky. It's a weaker buy here for PRX. A couple Sheriffs, a Guardian, 2 Buckies. And we've seen PRX try to get Forsaken. Might be trying to TP him forward.
A lot of aggressive space taken off of this one. The wall raised. He's just going to go pushing forward. Finds one, finds 2. Cutting him down. The Paranoia now going to be sent next onto the 3 remaining players. Aftershock try to create some space. They deny the weapon grab here.
You gotta suspect the Forsaken's gonna walk into this smoke. You just have to suspect it as G2. He's just gonna grab the gun.
Weapon gonna be picked up, juggles it back. Says, I'm more than content to continue playing this with a Bucky. Does eventually backpedal. There's something holding here on the close angle. Looking forward, but Valen, maybe 6th sense tingling there. Decides to back away. Doesn't peek in onto the angle. TP check from Forsaken. Not sure how much was spotted there, but Drone could pretty much tell the story because you're going to be anticipating that all these players are going to be remaining together, but oh, just what a shot. That blind dart through.
30 seconds
I think it
left.
does get clipped by that one, but then TP's forward, up into the smoke. Does he check down? Gets the reveal on the Valen though. We'll be able to hound him down. My God, Forsaken. Gets himself a third, but Jordan being able to fight back for a little bit more, but now finds himself all alone still. Tagged down to 33.
Thrifty.
And as he swoops out the fire, we'll find the final kill to confirm the Mastercard Thrifty and keep us tied at 5-5.
What a way to get on the board for Forsaken. Finds his first 3 kills with a Bucky.
I thought he was going to ace with it.
I did too for a second. I thought when he starts pushing that corner, I'm like, oh boy, the Bucky ace. This Masters will have everything if he pulls that off. That's a hell of a round for PRX. And we've seen them do that. Usually it's with the judge and a little bit of a stronger buy to back it up, that they'll go for that aggressive TP play at the front of A. Do you have a showstopper? Do you have an operator here?
Something. Gonna be looking to see what he can get done outside of C. Slowly pushing up, but Forsaken, okay, well, looks like Bucky is gonna be the answer. Gets himself a rifle, gets himself dead. Off the start of the round once again. Push forward, Leaf, likely favored here on this peak. Something gonna have to be Johnny on the spot, and he is. Ooh. Closes out the kill. That's G2 realizing how much lack of control they have on that side of the map. Trent has to have his head on a swivel.
You can still expect that maybe Patman.
Oh, Valen. Gun barrel spotted, clips him just through the corner of the wall there at stairs. Vilo in his own right. A clean upper a lot of the times, but just cannot hit that hospital flick. Valen comes up with a 2nd elimination.
The patience paying off for G2 there. Fully expecting that repeak.
Jing similarly. Could be doing very much the same, and the spray is just off.
No more.
Patman finding one, wide swings out, gets a headshot, but can't get the kill. G2 find themselves with 6-round wins. 1 more round to go at the half.
Yeah, just G2 so aware of PRX's tendencies. Again, getting those players just far enough out that they can find that opening kill outside of rubble. And then Valen doing a great job. 4K for the IGL. Having a great one, and yeah, I think you got to be a little bit frustrated there. Again, PRX just kind of falling one by one. You have this showstopper, and it's a weak buy. Forsaken, of course, going to double dip into that Bucky again. You know, you can see that G2 very wary of that showstopper. And see if it's going to be pulled here. With Jogamo, that's the last target you want to have. That Neon has the escape ability. Get away. Just a lot of patience being shown this time by PRX. Jiggle Peak spotted.
I'm trying to get a catch, but trying to get the Neon. Gonna prove to be difficult, and the showstopper doesn't actually go deep enough. Otherwise, it might have actually been able to find him. The decay was there. Levi, though, pushing forward onto the B side, able to find one. Forsaken comes off with another Bucky elimination. So Spike gets ready to be planted. Trying to be at 1, audio list just sending out the flashes. The quick pivot across over towards the C side comes through. Forsaken trying to chase. Has upgraded to a Vandal. Wants to try to catch them off guard. Corner plant, the push forward, right here, into their open arms!
Spike down, C.
Forsaken.
Valen's got his ult.
Playing it so intelligently, and you're right, Valen does have the from the shadows.
Grab the
Wants to
spike.
try to get the shot there on the Jing. He's unable to do so. They know exactly where he's at. Patman on the corner swing. In perfect position as we are perfectly balanced 6-6 at the half.
Switching
A
sides.
phenomenal back and forth from both of these teams. You have to love the adjustments. You have to love what you're seeing from both squads. Really putting on a good show here. Some great fundamentals, some great individual plays, some great lurking. That is exactly what you wanted out of this matchup.
High stress environment. We're going to get ready to send it down. Yinsu is standing by for an interview with some of Jonah P's biggest supporters. Toronto, show him some love.
It is a very special experience being here, being able to watch these games live, and I'm bringing you guys a special guest, Jonah P's brother, Justin P. Can I call you that?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
How are the nerves? You know, this game, it cannot get closer than that half.
I'm stressed. I'm a bit nervous. Not as nervous as I was for the final Bangkok. Watching at home, my hands were shaking. I'm probably still shaking a bit now, but I'm really excited for him and all of G2, and I know they can do it.
Now, you've supported him every step of the way through this journey. What does it mean to be able to watch him on a stage like this in Canada, you know, in his home turf?
It's amazing to be in Canada, to be at home, to him being the representative of Canada for the G2 scene, and also being able to come here because we're from Montreal, so it wasn't that bad of a drive, and being able to see him live is amazing. It's incredible.
And lastly, is there anything you want to say to him if he could hear you right now?
I'll just remind him what I said. G2 has boss energy. They can't be like if anybody can come back, they can do it. He can do it. I believe in him. I know. Every time we used to play together back in the day, everybody accused him of hacking every single game. So he just has something special, and I know he has it, and I know he has it in it to win today.
That's right. We believe in G2, don't we, guys? We believe in them. Thank you very much, Justin, for joining me. And let's see if G2 can close out this map.
We shall see. Neck and neck between the two teams here. PRX 1-2 in pistols. Let's see if they're going to be able to find themselves a second here on Lotus. Granted, of course, they did drop the anti-eco in the follow-up round.
Yes.
So some other concerns to be had, but
You still won the pistol. You still got that going for you. You came out 6-6 on that half. You know, even though, yes, you were crushing on the defender side the last time you played this map, I think you should be more confident most of the time on your attacker side as PRX. G2, phenomenal on defense no matter what map they're playing on. They're just really, really solid fundamentally, obviously. And they have tremendous aimers, tremendous fraggers. We saw it time and time again where they were winning some of those first duels just out in the open. A little bit of util to create some space for Jogamo, for Valen to go out there and get the job done at Rubble. Here on defense, they're going to be able to keep it up. They have some of the best angle holders on the planet. Leaf in particular is so nasty, especially when he shifts over to C. Not going to be the case in this round, but Leaf is just so good holding those tight angles, finding those kills, and then just dipping without taking any damage himself. So that's something PRX has to be aware of, something I saw in some of the VODs that I was watching. It's just how fearsome Leaf can be on this side of the map.
triple stack in towards B here for G2. Fan out. Looks like PRX anticipating some aggression on that mound side. Something in the meantime is just out on a solo mission. Has the gate crash set up back over at the spawn. Trying to go for a quick exit, but he wants to try to draw some attention.
It's just a timing hit.
Portal closed.
Oh, he's not going to TP. I thought maybe they'd TP, but he's gained so much space. PRX is going to use that instead. They had a couple different options. This is the one they're going to roll with.
But now it's going to be a double re-clear of this tree position here from G2. Want to make sure that they haven't actually lost control of this, but something finds the instant one-tap. Trent backpedaling, trying to stay alive. Something in for the challenge.
Scanning ahead.
It's a hit onto the shoulder as Trent sprayed down on Forsaken, but as he re-swings into backside, Jing is there to collect. Now we go into a 3v3. Spike being planted here by Patman.
Bring them
Bolt
down.
line not available. Flash is expended.
Gotta worry about this relay bolt from Jog.
A slide. Valen with the paranoia as he gets closer. Boombot. Sent, not able to find any damage there. Deal coming through. Jing, however, just swinging forward with a frenzy. Looking for a little bit more, but Patman will take the final kill. PRX tie it up 2-2 in pistols, and they gain the lead here in the attack of Lotus.
I love this pistol setup from PRX. It gives them a lot of different options in this round. And it's like, if something doesn't make any contact, we can go back the other way. Otherwise, if he hears something, if he senses something, he has that TP to go over to C. They can explode to that site. Something there. Does a nice job. One of the things that G2 does against PRX, they do these little shoulder peeks to try to get them to pre-fire, and he actually holds and waits for the repeat from Leaf. Takes him down. Nice try by Trent. Did a good job, and it is another force buy here from G2.
PRX have to be banking on this.
Right here.
Any other assumption would be a very foolish and incorrect one. This Forsaken playing around, trying to drum up some interest. Keep the stack over towards C. In the meantime, backpedaling over towards the rope. Jing going to be collecting the orb. Halfway mark to having that first showstopper of the half online.
No charges.
Smith gets shoved back here for the moment.
Just going to try to get a little bit deeper. So he can find a good angle for that Marshall.
Oh.
Ooh.
Very close to being able to find that. Just a hair off as the push gets ready to come through. Patman going to be paranoid up, but something's got the covering fire as he slides back around the corner. Flash now connecting. Read the name, don't look at the image. Trying to follow the action. Leaf able to find one, slides down into drop. Jonah P will lose his life, but it's now this Leaf, who was previously noted, cleaned up. PRX this time, not dropping the anti-eco, the force buy from G2. Only finds a single kill.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that G2 dipped into that well twice. That is dangerous stuff. Giving PRX a huge economic advantage to start this second half. And that is a great find from Something, right as Jogamo's trying to dash in. This is what you need from Something. That sniping is his calling card. That and shorties. He needs to be impactful in that role. He needs to get those first kills going. He's going to be backed off by the relay bolt.
Shoved away, and he's going to push forward. Finds one in Trent. Trying to collect that orb, but Jogamo will be able to collect the kill. Pushes forward, and that's going to be a solid amount of information gained, given that you do have Leaf lingering there outside of B. So this tells them everyone from PRX is going to be pushing forward into the C site where Valorant is waiting to try to hold the line. Crunch from behind, getting ready to come through. Noise going to be made. Now going to be noted as Jogamo is all by himself. The sheer wall outdoing the two-person flank.
Let's see if they're ready. Tight angle being held here by Jonah P.
No prowlers. He's going to have to check it the old-fashioned way, and Jonah P is holding just a little bit too high. Shot whizzes right over Jing's head. They are gambling onto the correct side of the map here. Leaf with the Bucky. What kind of position can he get in is the question. Seems like it's just going to be a backside affair. Shot flying, but still too much distance. Cannot find that kill. PRX looking to move up by 3 rounds.
So many of the little things here for PRX that they're doing much better than we saw in that first half in the Swiss stage. Can Valen get any more damage done? Patman on the hunt. Patman's got him with the stinger. PRX goes up 9-6.
Still waiting.
Able to hold on against the force buy of G2. Claim the follow-up. They're looking good to start.
And now my question is, I mean, you've been bringing this Marshall out. Something, he's got a ton of money. So you go for an operator on the attack. It caught G2 off guard on split. Was instrumental in them getting that massive streak going, getting over the line.
Definitely a situational pick for Something is getting that operator going, but you have a showstopper here.
Not doing it yet.
Now, this is a B call through and through. They're going to try to barrel in here.
Prowler doesn't actually get the catch there on the lead. Gripped it back to the right a little bit too soon. Showstopper, does he check for it? Nope. And that's going to be Leaf absolutely tearing them asunder. Damage down on the Patman as well. Is able to get away from the snake bite, but that is going to be a player advantage as well as health advantage. Very much in G2's hands.
Yeah, you would think without the Prowler checking that angle that maybe someone would be aware, but they were fully committed to the top of sight.
I mean, I think it's just a minor miscommunication as well as a minor mechanical mistake there from Patman, not setting the Prowler harsh enough into the corner. Now sets up for a very difficult clutch position here for PRX if they want to continue. Otherwise, G2 looking very good to close the gap. Get themselves up to 7. Forsaken, I feel like he's going to stick around here. A late linger, try to get a flank going.
We're going to get a nightfall off of this.
Oh, the push from Leaf coming through, and Leaf just so on top of things.
30 seconds left.
Gets himself a 3K, so the spike will get planted, and now that nightfall way less likely to be seen in this round.
Yeah, I think this should be a hold unless somehow somebody gets a huge 2K.
No connection from the fault line. Devi swung out wide. In a risky spot. Gets timing. Trent able to find it. Patman further whittled away at, and Leaf starts around as a monster, ends it as one. 4K for him. Breaks this minor little streak here from PRX. G2 get themselves back on the horse. Keep damn near everyone alive.
Yeah, this is just one of those rounds where one unchecked angle basically ends the round before it even starts. To make matters worse, you threw a showstopper into that and didn't get any value out of it. That's troublesome for PRX. And the buys are going to be mostly good. Patman had to buy down to a Bulldog. And it's going to be the full buy now. Again here for G2. Pit available for Leaf. Let's see what he wants to do with that, if he even wants to invest it. Maybe off the rip one. Yeah, Jog knew right away.
Immediate backpedal.
Nope.
Flash sent out. PRX in control here for the moment. Sheer wall set up. In case anybody goes on a deep little lurk.
Actually going to use the TP deep towards A.
Flash of the Boombot going through, and something with the some swing.
Handle
Able to find Jonah P. Immediately Dimensional Drift going to be going out. Jogamo going to be taken down as Forsaken finds him over outside of stairs. Spraying across, balance dead. Trent trying to push the smoke, but Jing's already there.
Down. Spike planted.
The sheer wall, noted Leaf. Devi looking for him. The headshot does come in. I mean, Leaf still demanding respect, but still had far too much put on his plate. He falls to the wayside, and PRX prevent G2 from building up momentum as they hit double digits.
Love the way that they're exploding here. Once they make some contact with the Prowler, with the Boombot, and then it's just everybody heading to the site, and immediately ult gained, ult popped for something to check in towards B and C link. And then the rest of the players very aware of the space that he's not checking, ready for that top spot. And they overwhelm G2. And Valen looking very befuddled right now. This is a team that has handled PRX with not ease, but some confidence in the last 2 times they played. This time around, PRX looking very, very formidable. Again, it's all about some of these little mistakes that PRX has cleaned up, and today I'm seeing them make quick adjustments. When something doesn't go right, they're not collapsing. They're not kind of just trying to beat their head against the wall, trying to figure out how to get through the defenses of G2. It's okay, that didn't work last time, let's try something different. And let's make sure that we're a little bit more diligent, make sure we're playing off of our utility. When that coordination's there, PRX, some of the best in the world.
First timeout call here from G2. A pit available, Hunter's Fury 1 charge off. The players, the coaching staff, knowing that they need to prevent this momentum build up here from the side of PRX. Can't just bet on another PRX TL situation occurring once again.
Nope.
Didn't happen
This
on
is
Split for you.
Seemingly a different PRX today.
So once again, G2 pushing forward, this time committing to the rubble control. They will be able to force the Aura away. The pit immediately going to be invested here from Leaf, looking to try to make them reroute. And the Hunter's Fury similarly trying to catch them on the entry. The PRX, they do okay, manage to grab the orb, but Batman just gets struck down. Solid kill, top of the door, Forsaken quick reposition. Grabs the spike, but for now, G2 in control. These players siphoned over towards the A site where Valen still sat here on top of rubble just with the Stinger, but if anybody can get value at that range, of course is going to be him. Doctor try to whittle away at them. TP4, the paranoia is there, but Trent is there a little bit faster. Valen now on the repeat, gets his vision back. He's able to find Forsaken. Jing just with a 1 kill in reply. Gets knocked down to 37 HP.
Jing immediately checking their flank. Sometimes G2 will make quick rotations. If there's any space open on the map, this may already be sort of a save position here for PRX. We'll have to see.
30 seconds left.
That spike out in the open, no smokes to utilize. It's dangerous. Divide does grab it, but I don't know. There's just not enough time.
Yeah, with 20 seconds remaining, no information of what awaits them beyond the doors. We'll just stay clustered together, hold on to these weapons. Economy on the rest of the players
10
otherwise
seconds left.
decently strong for G2 though. Very much a must-win round as they go ahead and have 4 players surviving off the back of Trent's timings. It's being so damn clean. G2 bringing now just 2 rounds separating.
And Trent, just such a good player. You know, obviously so well known for his Teo. One of the best on the planet at that agent in the previous patch, but here back on the Sova, his old quintessential agent. He's stepping in and finding value when he needs to. Valing up on top of the Stinger, doing some real damage. But that's just a classic round there from G2. Take a rubble control, you pop the pit on the other side, and you force your opponents into some really tough decisions to make because you don't have any map control. You're gonna have to find ways to fight out of it. PRX here already spamming, Valen off that angle. Want to take Mound. They have successfully done so apparently. 3 players of G2 on the B site. They're gonna use the drone to clear. Maybe heard here. Either side of PRX. In fact, they're gonna be the ones to open the door. G2 backing off. They don't like the lack of vision that they have. They were just trying to play for a pinch, I believe, on the Mound. PRX continued in that direction. Now PRX has that Nightfall. Jing close to a showstopper. They can clear open the site pretty well. Here they go.
Into the site for free, relatively cleanly. G2 playing back, playing respectful. Clone eating the shots. Paranoia, however, connecting on the multiple players. Shove them back. Allows G2 to try to get clustered together. Nightfall, I think gonna be a bit of a whiff here.
That's what that push out was for.
Going onto the corner, Relay Bolt gonna be connecting something. Pretty much stuck here in position. And Jogamo cleans up too. Forsaken doing his damage to try to keep his teammate protected, but he cannot make it happen. The slide in Divide. Cuts down the Neon, but Trent finds Jing up over top of the box. A 2v4 now. Has the swing out, and Patman's only gonna be good for 1. Fault line does not connect. As Divide tries to split his aim. G2 continuing to run this back 2 rounds in a row. 1 round separating from tying it up.
G2 masterfully dodging that Nightfall was so impactful in that round. And then anticipating the crossfire setup that something got stuck into. Forsaken had to come to try to bail him out. And they're so ready for it. And the double swing there. Nice little jiggle peek from Jonah P as well. Really well thought out and coordinated by G2. Understanding what that aggressive push out by PRX was all about. You just need a Paranoia to back it off, a pause to dodge the Nightfall. Now it's going to be PRX's turn to take a timeout. G2 has closed the gap to just 1 round. PRX needs to start trying to find some answers. Needs to maybe be about that A rubble control a little bit. Seeding that side of the map has kind of caused some problems because it's allowed G2 to play how they want over on B and C. Kind of overstack that side a little bit. Granted, that last round was all about just the retake, just understanding the utility that was going to be coming their way.
Being able to avoid the Nightfall allows them to get back in that much faster, that much cleaner. Rough tidings for PRX. The final timeout gets sent. See what they're able to scrape together, but for Jogamo, he's got an operator in hand now. Looking at these early advantages. It seems like he's going to maybe go for a bit of a forward peek over towards A.
This is a critical round for PRX.
Try not to die.
They're spending a lot of money here.
Time to jump.
Even buying up to a Guardian for something. A lot of half armors.
Going out.
Have to try to find ways to get this done. Jing Oh, that was so close.
Bounds across in towards the corner. Swings out. Valen continuing the challenge here, continuing to try to find that kill. Not going to be cleared. Valen will concede the angle. Allows for Jing to stay alive here for the moment. Tap at the door, gate crash back into a lobby. It's like PRX trying to see if they can catch somebody along sight line. Speaking of which, Jogamo up at the ready, swings in. It's going to be a quick 1-for-1. As Forsaken does get the headshot to answer back. The Neon on the floor. 4v4. Jing though, just 32 health. Spike in hand here for Patman. They juggle it over. The answer's going to be no, so Showstopper not going to be built up, but right here. A rare little oopsie from Trent on the shock dart.
Spike planted.
Unable to find an initial chip value.
Vice Wall gets tripped. It's going to let him know that there's a lurking player. Should be Devi's responsibility.
Toxins going up.
It's going to come down to timing for Leaf.
The haunt sent, nothing spotted. Two starting to push forward, but Devi at the ready. Gets rid of the flanker. The time starting to dwindle. The swing out. The instant headshot into the spray down. Trent answering back though, trying to carry them forward. Jing at 32 HP. They're frantically hunting, trying to spot them out, but they have them surrounded. They have them split. And PRX's timeout delivers another round win. 11-9. They deny G2 the tied scoreline.
And it's a little bit similar to their pistol round, where they're going to use something early to get to that tree door to open it. But this time he TP's back. They go for a stacked push. And that's a great call because they're able to shut that operator of Jogamo down and open up the site for themselves. Just some great ring around the rosy here. Forsaken and Jing in lockstep there. That duo, so good together. Played together for so long.
Side forward, Jogamo. An aggressive play takes Jing out of the equation. That Showstopper once again not needing to be a concern. Players bounding through the door. Trails telling the story here for Devi. He will just stay in position just in front of B. Something pushed up forward, finds one, gets his, gets out.
You can see with this Vice Wall, they were playing to B or C the whole time. And G2 has completely misread it, expecting.
Is in so deep.
Yeah, they were expecting PRX to go to A again, to try to double down into what had been working. But PRX wisely changing up strategies here. And they're going to have info on the lurk potentially, and this is going to have to be pretty pacey from G2. It's going to take them a long time to get to the other side of the map.
Both teams worlds apart. Curious and Forsaken tries to send them from the shadows, go for a scout here, but now the sheer wall is there, cuts them off. Players split. Something looks like he's going to go sliding forward towards that one-way smoke. Steel guarded. Sent here in anticipation. We'll find the weapons of the two on the opposite side of the door. Recon going to be cleared out. This fault line does not connect onto something. Aftershock. He's already swung out forward. He's already got the headshot. Goes to the something swing. And it works. It's magic. PRX up 12-9. One away from knocking G2 into the lower bracket.
This is just really good calling from PRX. Round-to-round changes are absolutely befuddling G2. They're seeing a very different PRX today. It isn't just full-on early committals. The first side of contact not always going to be where PRX is going to go. Something with these early lurks on the Yoru have been giving them fits. And G2 is going to pop what could be their final time out of the match.
And that is something that we were not seeing versus Team Liquid. It was something regularly getting punished off the rip, misjudging how much free space he had, pushing forward into C, trying to find those cams, trying to clear that utility, and then just getting picked off, completely unawares of his surroundings. This has been something that we've known and loved for quite some time. He's finding that impact on the regular. Right there alongside Jing, who is leading the lobby. A big bounce back from what we saw. For G2 now, though, an all-in send. 3 rounds needed in a row to take this into overtime and do what Liquid could not, as they look to try to extend this over into a third and final map to still have an opportunity to keep themselves in this upper bracket.
A couple big ults to play with in this round. You've got that Hunter's Fury, you've got the Rolling Thunder. Trent has been so on point with these Hunter's Furies. He's always seemingly good for one.
He has been. But that thrifty impact, that forced buy, hasn't been getting as much value for G2. It needs to right here, or it's all going to come to an end. Outlaw in the hands of something. TP, top of rubble. Opts to not stick around, doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Backs off, and they're able to avoid the gamble here from G2. Plant will provide a nightfall for Patman. Showstopper at the ready for Jing. The Rolling Thunder out the door, looking to shove them back. Smoke gets cycled in, but the Hunter's Fury able to find its value. Forsaken's gonna be taken down, Showstopper lobbed in to no avail. Something does manage to find one, Jonah P gonna be traded out. In the end, as the dust settles, it's a 4v4. But G2 have successfully staved them off.
Yeah, this Outlaw, there's three players left with 50 armor. So it isn't gonna kill anybody in one shot except Valen. So this buy, see if something can still get value out of it. Another great lineup there by G2, just pushing for that space to get the easy angle with the Hunter's Fury onto that choke point that PRX is trying to force their way through, but it's going to be a spot onto something.
He's by himself. Leaf trying to reposition. Favors his chances if he goes for this push.
Left.
On the closer angle. Something looking for the second shot. Wow. Able to find him in the end. In the head is Joggamo, similarly tearing them apart. Outside of A, the swing in, Divide, winning the fight. But the time is just not quite there. Trent
Enemy remaining.
will get the pick, and that is going to be the round over. Nothing more that something could do. Just 2 HP. G2, they will scrape by with a win. They find their stability. The ult usage is perfect. And now they need 2 more rounds to take this into OT.
This is a great call here from G2. Willingly giving up space on C to set up for this ult combo. It works a treat, and then just PRX just kind of not accounting for somebody being at the door. And yeah, they're just walking right by it, not even checking it. And that's a tilter for sure. You're also giving G2 the ability to get some guns into this round. They get a little bit of their economy back. Leaf is going to have a judge. PRX is a little bit scattered.
Stinger and a Bulldog in the mix, plenty of half armors. It'd be a great time for Joggamo to try to go for that Outlaw, but wants to play pacey. Speaking of which, Dimensional Drift immediately sent here from something. Bounding out of it. Shorty's in hand. He finds Jonah P. Joggamo taken down by Jing. Trent pushing forward, able to find one, but he's quickly overwhelmed. A 2v4 with Leaf for the judge. It's Valen fighting one, fighting two, fighting three. Valen! The captain, the IGL, the Omen God, looking to keep them in it, and he has it! The 4K, the dominance, as we are 1 round away from being taken to overtime.
Another just round where it feels like PRX has a good opportunity, and then one position that they can't beat. One by one, they swing. One by one, they fall. And Valen steps up, and that's got G2 right back into it.
All it has taken to change a map for G2 has been that one play, that one clutch from one player. We saw it from Joggamo turning the tides on Abyss versus T1 at Bangkok. Valen is hoping that he has done very much the same here for his team as they look to get this into OT.
One away from the Steel Garden for Divide.
Go peeking, Joggamo able to spot out multiple players.
He's got that overdrive to boot. That is so scary. Saw what he can do with it earlier.
Blind spray out. No contact found, Patman. He's gonna force the tuck back here for the moment. Tap on the door, Jing. One blast pack, the judge in hand. Boombot to try to check. Joggamo pulled up the angle. They look to back away, but a lot of this is on Divide. Spike being planted, finds the first, but he doesn't anticipate the second layer. Turns back, identifies it, but still loses his life. Something at the same time, able to find Joggamo. And that's going to be a player advantage here for the side of PRX.
Blinding.
Hasn't meant a ton for them in these past couple rounds, but the paranoia will stave them off here for the moment. The two-player split, Valen, Trent, in through tree, Jonah P. Checking stairs, watching for a late wraparound. Forsaken on the push, is able to find Valen, traded out. Patman holding close, finds it, and it's all down to Trent, and he cannot make it happen! HyperX come to this tournament seeking redemption, and now they can say, you asked for this, you picked us!